kapitbahay. So, kumusta? Ngayon lang ulit ako nakapag-vlog dahil po na-busy po kami sa pag-aayos ng something kasi hindi namin ito papalampasin sa nangyari po sa amin sa Philippine Airport. Una, before ako magkwento sa inyo, magsalita, first, wala po akong ginawang vlog na sinasabi ng mga nag-comment, kapwa nating kababayan, na sinisiraan ko po ang Pilipinas. Nag-share lang po ako ng karanasan namin, ng experience namin ng mga bata sa Philippine Airport. So, kung nagalit kayo sa akin dahil shinare ko, dahil sabi nyo, dapat alam ko yung rules. So, may right po kami na mag-complain. And ito po, magsasalita po ang asawa ko. And gagawin namin ang lahat para ma-actionan din po itong problema na ito na nangyari sa amin, lalo yung mga bata dahil sa trauma. Okay, nasa social media po kami. And yung napapanood nyo kasi is true life, true na nangyayari sa buhay namin. Hindi po ito scripted or kunwari lang. Gagawin namin ito dahil para hindi rin mangyari sa pamilya nyo, sa inyo, sa mga anak nyo, mismo sa inyo. Kasi yung naranasan namin ay hindi po tama. Kasi may right po kaming mag-complain. This week, akyat kami ng complain. Sana din po hindi mangyayari sa anak nyo po. Sana ikaw din po na magulang, sana hindi rin mangyari sa iyo. Yung naramdaman ko nung time na nandun po kami yung sa ganap na iyon.
My wife was a little bit upset because she told me that some of the followers are blaming her about what happened with my daughter and with my family and with them at Philippines airport. Well, I just want to explain some things. I'm sure most of you don't know your rights at the airport. You just hold the passport. One of them is me also. I didn't know all my rights at the airport. I think that just holding the passport, it's the only right I have. Well, I will tell you something that none of us know it. For me, by coincidence, I knew it. By experience, I knew it. And I will let you know this little tip. Well, what happened with my daughter are two things. The first problem, I repeat, this problem, they created it in Philippines airport. I'm not blaming the Philippines immigration. First problem was with the Qatarian employee, who is a Filipino, by the way, because Qataris don't work. They own their business all over the world. But they hire workers from every country they have flights to and from. So they hire Filipinos to be their representative in Qatar Airways in Philippines. You know what this man did? This man checked on the passport and a little bit on the ticket. He said, "Ma'am, your ticket is bought as an adult and your little son is bought as a child. Okay, but your daughter, the ticket is bought as a child and now she's adult." Why? Because when you want to book a seat, if you are traveling, once you are under 15 years old, the ticket will be booked as a child and you will have, let's say, 15 to 20% less than the ticket of an adult. So when we booked for my daughter, she was under 15. She reached 15 in Philippines. This man wanted to make a problem there. I'm sorry to say, unfortunately, he was a Filipino working for Qatar Airways, not working for the Philippines government or the Philippines immigration at the airport. No, he is hired by Qatar Airways. So he decided that my daughter got 15, it means her seat must be booked as adult seat. While when she was there, she was still a child under 15, and he thought that we booked as a child. So he made us problem for the seat. For the irony of this situation, that he didn't want to look at the ticket, because here in Lebanon, I booked immediately and straight from the Qatar Airways, not from a travel agency dealing with Qatar Airways. I went to Qatar Airways main office, main building, and we booked from there, because I didn't want to go to travel agencies. If I had a problem later, I will not catch them at night if they are closed or something. But Qatar Airways will stay open all day. So they asked me the passports of my wife and my kids, and they said, your daughter will come back on September the 2nd. I said yes. They said she will be adult. That's why we have to, even now she is a child, we have to book her ticket as an adult. And that's why, and my wife will show you the three tickets we bought. Two of them, the one of my wife, the one of my daughter, are bought as an adult ticket. The one of my son is bought as a child ticket, which means we didn't want to save money to have problem there. No, we paid in advance the ticket for a child. We paid it for as an adult. That's why they ask the passports when you want to travel somewhere. So they knew that my daughter will reach 15 years old and her ticket must be changed, so that we don't be in trouble, change from child to adult. No, they made us pay the way to go to Philippines. Even she is child, they made us pay the ticket as an adult. That's why we have two tickets, adult tickets, and one child for my son Kyan, who is 10 years old. Okay, I wanted to make this clear about the first step. So the Filipino worker there, he decided not to look at the ticket because he is working for Qatar Airways, and you know, it seems there is no straight observation on him. There's no straight control on him. So he decided, he saw a woman, she's alone with two kids, leaving the Philippines, which means she cannot, she's not in the mood to complain, and especially leaving the Philippines, and her plane will be leaving the Philippines in half hour or 1 hour, so she will not have time to complain. I think, and I am sure that you, inside your head and inside your brain, you are thinking like me now. Even some of you don't want to admit it, but he was thinking that this woman is leaving now to her other country, to Lebanon. She still have half hour, 45 minutes to reach the plane, otherwise she will miss it. So maybe she will pay money, and I will make like this, I will make myself blind. It will be okay, she can pass, because this is our right to pass. That's why he didn't want to look at the tickets, he just looked at the passport. Now, this is the first thing, and I will complain on Monday due to this matter. I have the right to complain within 1 month to the Qatar Airways, the main company of Qatar Airways, and I will sue this man, not this man, I will sue the team working there. I will complain about it, and you will be sure it will not happen again with anybody of you traveling on Qatar Airways. And I hope you don't face such a case later. So they know what their workers or their representative there in Philippines, what they are doing. You know, somebody dies or he is eager to work in Qatar Airways, and you all know why. But once they are there working, they think they can make extra money through some ways that the agency, the main company will not know. And unfortunately, he is doing this with citizens from Philippines. It could happen to you, to any of you, as it happened to my family. So nobody must blame my wife or blame my family about this matter. Please, it could happen to any of you, and you will remember that time. Our story will come to your head. Now, the second part of the story is in the immigration, because this man is the security wearing the clothes of Qatar Airways. Once he let my family enters, my family will deal with the immigration. Now, the immigration in your country, they have the right in one thing, but they hide the right, our right, in another thing, because most of you, me even, I didn't know my right, but since before, due to an experience, it happened, I know my right, and I will explain it to you. Should hold a Lebanese passport, and my kids also, especially that they are Lebanese, even they travel to Philippines with the Philippines passport. It shows on the Philippines passport that they left Lebanon. The departure is stamped on their Philippines passport. It's stamped in Lebanon that they left Lebanon. They entered to Philippines. It's stamped on their Filipinos passport that they entered to Philippines on June 24 or 25.
24.
24. Okay. Now my family is leaving Philippines. Okay. They are leaving Philippines. They are going to where? They are going back to Lebanon. I will tell you the mistake that the Philippines immigration did. And please don't think I'm attacking them, but this matter happened. Okay, my wife is Filipino. She traveled to Philippines with the Philippines passport. She's coming back to Lebanon with the Philippines passport. On her passport, it's written the name and her name and my family name. It's not written on her passport she is Lebanese. On the Philippines passport, it's not written she is Lebanese. It's not written she's married to Lebanese. It's not written anything, and she can show it to you. Okay? Why they didn't ask her why you are going to Lebanon? You don't have visa on your passport.
Because I have my Lebanese ID.
Because my wife has
And
her
the
Lebanese
passport.
ID. By the way, the Lebanese ID is written in Arabic. Translated or not, they must not agree on my wife's ID because it's written in Arabic. It's not a document in English or international language. Okay, they didn't even ask her to show her Lebanese ID. And even if she showed them a driving license, they will not know that this is a driving license, not a Lebanese ID, because they are both written in Arabic.
No,
okay, let's say they know the ID. Let's say they
I
asked
showed
about the
my
ID.
ID, hon.
My
They
wife
said it's a
showed-
fake.
My wife showed them her ID. Okay, they let her come to the plane. They let my son come to the plane. They don't have Lebanese passports. I admit it's a mistake or it's something else. You don't have to blame us if we don't have Lebanese passports. We are coming to our country. We have our IDs. By the way, our IDs are translated, stamped by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and passing by the Philippines Embassy in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Okay, so they traveled from Lebanon. They were in Lebanon. So if the man in the immigration, he just opened the papers like this, when did you enter to Philippines, madam? Or you, my son? Or you, my daughter, ma'am? When did you enter to Philippines? You entered in this day. But where you come from? It shows here you're coming from Lebanon. You live in Lebanon? Yes. Because you don't have visa of Lebanon. It means you are citizen in Lebanon. You are Lebanese citizen. This is the first point. Now, he wanted to see that my daughter don't have, because Kyan is small, okay, is young, they will think he's coming with his mother. Suppose my wife is kidnapping this kid in Philippines. How come they let him ride the plane? Because they know the rights. They see that this boy entered with this woman, my wife, in this day, and they are going out. It means she's not kidnapping him from Lebanon to Philippines and they are coming back to Philippines, especially that they are holding the tickets that shows that the trip now it's straight from Philippines, Manila, Qatar, Lebanon. But Qatar, even the stopover, it's 2 hours maximum. Now I will explain for most of you what does it mean a stopover of 2 hours and what does it mean if even you don't have a passport and going back to your country. None of you, not 99%, none of you, I'm sure none of you know this right that you have, because nobody will tell it to you, so you don't get rid of your passport or you neglect it. Okay, suppose I'm Lebanese, I am lost in Philippines, and somebody stole my passport, but I have my ID, Lebanese ID, and I have the ticket in my name, that I'm coming back tomorrow from Philippines to Lebanon. I'm sure that none of you know that I can hold my ID, show it, and show the ticket to the immigration and telling them I'm Lebanese, this is my ID, and I'm going straight to my country, Lebanon. They must, it's my right. They must allow me get on the plane, especially that the plane is going straight to Lebanon. Now, maybe one of you will say, but you are not going straight to Lebanon, sir. You are making a stopover in Qatar. How can they be sure that you will not escape in Qatar? Okay, I will tell you. In the international rules of flying, and please keep it in mind, when you have a stopover of half hour till 2 hours in any country, this stopover, they don't allow you to go out of this airport. You don't have the right to visit the country, even your stopover is there. You don't have the right to visit it. I will tell you an example. My sister lives in Emirates, especially in Dubai. I was traveling somewhere and I had the stopover in Dubai. The stopover in Dubai was 5 hours. It means it's exceeding the 2 hours. Once my stopover on my ticket it's more than 2 hours, I have the right to go to the immigration and ask them a visa for 3 hours. Well, to be honest to you, they don't give a visa for 3 hours. They give you the visa for 3 months. But because you are a traveler, they can give you a visa for 3 hours. Just to go out of the airport and step on the land of Emirates, you need this visa, temporary visa they call it. It's for 3 hours, but usually they don't give it unless you are a traveler and you are there and you have a stopover more than 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours and more. Okay, my sister is in Dubai. I said to myself, I'm making a stopover in Dubai. I want to surprise her. Now, I have more than 2 hours. I can ask for a visa in the immigration at the airport. I need a 3-hour visa to go visit my sister, and I have to be back before to catch my plane. They gave it to me, and I surprised my sister. But the second time, I had a stopover of 1 hour and 45 minutes. I don't have the right to go ask for the visa to go out of the airport and step on the Emirates land. I don't have this right. And they will never offer it to me. You stay at the airport, you spend these 2 hours of stopover, and you ride and you get on the plane to go to your final destination. If they just looked or they just wanted to hear, but the problem is they didn't want to hear. They didn't want to hear the explanation of my wife, and they didn't want to talk to me on the phone because I was calling international call from Lebanon to Philippines to talk to my wife. When she told me what happened, I wanted to talk first of all to the security man who works in Qatar Airways, who by the way is unfortunately, he is a Filipino and doing like this, I don't know. I hope he doesn't do it. He or the other staff doesn't do it with you when you decide to go to Philippines or to travel away from Philippines. And the second point, when I wanted to talk to this man in the immigration, They didn't want to hold the phone and let me explain, because my wife was furious. She has 2 kids. She don't want to miss the plane. Maybe she didn't know how to explain well. Maybe they didn't want to listen. I don't know. They even didn't accept to hold the phone and talk to me. Now, what made me suspicious is they let my wife and my kid and my son, who is 10 years old, they let them get on the plane without a Lebanese passport, without a Lebanese visa, without anything showing that they are Lebanese. They have their Filipinos Pinoy passports. It's the same case for my daughter. Why they did this with my daughter and they didn't do it for my wife and for my son? You know what? They told my wife, you can travel, you, ma'am, and your son, but Shayan cannot travel.
Because she need visa, they told me.
Because she needs visa. How come my daughter needs visa to come back to her Lebanon, which is not legal to ask this, and my wife and my son, they don't need visa to come to Lebanon? But my son doesn't hold it. How come they will let my son come here without a Lebanese passport, without a visa, and they don't let my daughter? Another explanation. I repeat, I hope it will not happen to you. Please, before you blame my wife or before somebody of you, because I read the comments, somebody is mocking the situation, I just say, may God bless you and not fall in the same situation, because only that time you will feel what a family with kids, they will feel. I repeat, if I am in the Philippines and I lost my passport, did any one of you know that you could travel to your country, but straight to your country if you have a ticket, just holding your ID, not holding your passport? I'm pretty sure none of you know this information. Plus, the immigration in your country will never tell you this. Now you will ask yourself, but if it's our right, why they will not tell us? They will admit your right, but they will not tell it to you, because at that time you will neglect your passport, you will put it anywhere, maybe it will be lost and will be used by somebody else. So that's why they don't tell you this secret or this tip or this right of yours. They don't tell it. Even it's your right to know it and it's your right to act like this, but they will not tell it to you. I'm Lebanese, I'm lost in the Philippines, I have my ticket coming back to Lebanon, not going to France or making tourism like this. They will not allow me to ride the plane. But if I show my ticket, I'm in the Philippines going straight to Lebanon and I have a stopover in Qatar for less than 2 hours, immediately with my ID, they must let me ride the plane. I will give you a small example. If one of you is lost on an island and the passport is gone in the sea, but you still have your ID. Once they found you and they will rescue you, they will keep you there. But ma'am, you lost your ID, your passport in the sea, in the ocean. No, I still have my ID and my name is like this, like this, like this. No, but you don't have passport. We cannot rescue you. Can you imagine it? No, they can rescue you and you can show them your ID and the ticket. If you book it to your country, even you don't have a passport, you have the right to book going back to your country due to your ID. And they must let you in any country ride this plane because you're going to your country, you're not making tourism in Europe or somewhere else. These 2 points, I wanted to explain them because I saw my wife sad and upset at the same time because of some comments. I'm really disappointed that some people they just want to if they give advice, okay, I will accept it. If they just say what they want to say, just to humiliate somebody or just to put somebody down or just to show that this somebody is ignorant while they are the people who are who they know anything. Well, it's not the case. I repeat, I hope it will not happen to you, because at that moment you will feel exactly what we felt. And if it happened to you, you will thank me one day in your mind and in your heart that I told you the whole story about it, and that you can fight with them and argue with them. I mean, just with your ID, they must let you go back to your country without visa, without your passport even. Okay. Now another matter also happened. I just want you to know it, especially for the Filipinos working abroad, outside Philippines. I visited Philippines many times. Okay, when I have to leave Philippines, I used to pay $20 in your currency, in pesos. But I said, I'm leaving Philippines, why I should pay? This is for renovation of the airport and maintenance, something like that. Okay, and don't worry, sir, anybody must pay it, this matter, even Pinoys. Okay, I was happy, at least from my side, with this little amount of money, I was participating in making the Ninoy Aquino airport a good airport, a nice airport. And it is, and it became a nice airport. Okay, I will say $50. $50, it's equal to 2005 pesos, or 2006. Let's say 2007. Now, what happened when my wife wants to leave Philippines at the airport? Came the people in charge there. Ma'am, you have to pay amount. Okay, I believe that this amount we used to pay before. Okay, maybe now the rules my wife must pay. And she, let's say she wanted to pay, as usual, $20 or $25. We are surprised that they asked from my wife 4,600 pesos, which means around $80. $80 because she's leaving Philippines. And my wife said, why it's $80? Why it's let's say in pesos, 4,600? What's the purpose of that money and why? Because, ma'am, you are not resident. I'm not resident where? She asked. You are not resident in Lebanon. Where she should be resident? In Lebanon? In Afghanistan? In the States? What is the purpose of this question? Why does he care or matter? What matters to be a resident in Lebanon or wherever? She's going to her country. It's not his business to know that if she is resident in Lebanon or not. This is one. They wanted to take money just because she's not resident in Lebanon. And he decided that my wife is not resident in Lebanon. It's due to his mind. A sick mind, or I don't know what kind of mind he has. Just he decided that my wife and my family are not resident in Lebanon. How did he analyze it? How did he get this conclusion? I don't know. And my wife said, are you okay? Check the papers, check my ID, check.
And she said it's a fake.
And then he said, no ma'am, it's fake. What's the fake one? The Lebanese ID. Why? Because this is your ID, madam. And he showed to my wife what he thinks it's ID. In fact, it's an Arabic word called Iqama. Iqama, it means like a green card in America, that you have the right to stay 1 year without renewing your visa. This is what they call Iqama in Arabic. Okay, but they write it in English language, I-K-A-M-A. So this man, hoping that my wife will pay him 4,600, but he didn't know that he fold in, it's a woman, she fold in the wrong hands. Because my wife said, no, it's not fake, this is the ID, you are talking about Ikama. Ikama, when you are not a citizen of this country, it means this is Ikama, this is like a green card. You are working in that country, so they give you this card which is called Ikama.
Yeah.
So prepare yourself, please, Pinoys, Filipinos who are abroad Philippine and working there. Prepare yourself. If you visit your country, when you want to go out and come back to the place where you are working, you will meet somebody like that woman there, and she will tell you, this is Ikama. You have to pay like this. But if you show that you are married to someone in Emirates, to someone in Korea, to someone in America, in Canada, they will tell you, no, your ID is fake, you should show us Ikama. I have the right, I must, in fact, I must make green card to stay in my country. Which one is stronger? I make a green card to stay in my country, or my ID that's showing that I am a Lebanese citizen or Filipino citizen? It was strange all what happened in this trip. I really don't know. I really don't know. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. I just wanted to explain this matter. God bless you all.
So this next week, yun ang sabi ng asawa ko, pupunta po kami sa Qatar kasi doon po namin binili yung ticket. Gagawin namin ang lahat ng to dahil sa one thing na ayaw ng asawa ko, yung naranasan ng mga bata. And then ginudge nyo siya, ginudge nyo kami dahil sa reaksyon ng mga bata. Nagalit kayo. Sana hindi rin mangyari sa anak nyo yun. Sana hindi rin mangyari sa inyo na magulang yung naranasan namin. So, ngayon, may right na kayo ulit mag-judge sa amin. Isisi nyo lahat sa akin. Magalit na yung mga taong galit sa akin. Pero ngayon, thank God, meron po akong asawa na matapang at alam niya po yung mga rights. So, ngayon, dati hindi ako. Natatakot ako, sabi ko wag na. Pero siya, dahil sa mga comments na about sa anak ko na kino-compare nyo yung anak nyo sa anak ko, yun doon siya nag-act at gagawin namin ito para din po sa mga nanonood ng vlog namin. And sabi niya, gagawin ko ang lahat para matigil ito. Yun ang sabi ng asawa ko, guys. Biruin nyo kasi yung comment nyo na i-compare nyo yung anak ko sa anak nyo, na matalino yung anak nyo, ako makitid ang utak. Sino yung magulang na masaya yung ganun na oo, alam namin, hindi namin kawalan, hindi kawalan ng Pilipinas ang mga anak ko, pero alam nyo na mahal namin ang Pilipinas, starting po sa asawa ko. Alam nyo po yan, nagpatayo po siya ng bahay doon dahil gusto niya po ang Pilipinas. Pero dahil hindi niya hate ang Philippines, guys, pero dahil sa mga tao na naninira sa Pilipinas, doon siya galit. Bilang isang nanay, yun na nga, sana hindi mangyari sa inyo yung nangyari actual sa amin. Dahil kami yung nakaranas. Easy lang sa inyo na mag-judge kasi hindi po kayo yung nakaranas sa sitwasyon namin. So, sa mga nagsasabi po na gumagawa ako ng tawag nito, na sinisiraan ko po ang Pilipinas, i-share nyo sa buong mundo po yung video kung saan ako nanira para doon po kami mag-react. At sasabihin namin, i-answeran namin yung mga sinasabi nyong video na sinisiraan ko ang Pilipinas. So, yun lang po. At magalit na yung mga taong magalit sa amin. Yun lang po. At maraming salamat sa inyo.